Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. First, would like to say thank you to David. He's behind the camera. Say hello, David.
Hello, David.
Thank you for your collaboration. I appreciate that. We always need a bit of entertainment on this channel. So before I start, I think I'm going to drink some water, and I think there's only one person who can get me that water.
Yes, sir, ma'am, sir.
He's already on his way to get me water. So today I wanted to show you a project I've been working on. And before I show you that, I'm just going to wait for that glass of water. How are you doing, by the way? Oopsie. Soda stream sound effect. All right, that's done. I know exactly what David is thinking. He's looking at me. I thought the water was already ready. I didn't know it needed this amount of effort. All right.
Nothing is too much for you.
Enjoy the silence, everyone. I'm enjoying the peace. So, thank you. That's so good. So, let's get down to business. Thank you for getting me the water. Now let's move on to the next conversation, the main conversation, the only conversation, which is basically introducing my project with you. Judge them by shoes. How many times have we been told not to judge a book by its cover? Well, I do judge a book by its cover. I see people, the way they dress, the way they look after themselves. And don't tell me you don't do this. We've all looked at other people from head to toe. And we already make our assumptions about them. Now, over the years, one thing that has always fascinated me when it came to photography, while I was doing street photography, was taking photos of people's shoes. I just wanted to snap that moment in time of these people who I didn't know, and I was wondering about them. What were their names? Where did they come from? Who were these people? The only thing I could do was look at them, judge them, observe them, and take photos of them. But without their names, without their faces. Now, alongside this, I also took photos of my own shoes. Just to, I loved the stuff that I bought for myself, but not only this, but it was behind the scenes shots that I'm going to be showing in this video. And some time along my journey, I had forgotten that I did this because it wasn't really a project that I had in mind. I just did it instinctively. And recently I went, as you already know from another video, to a Leica exposition. And while I was there, I met some really nice people. I was inspired, motivated. And I took a moment just to sit down in between the conversation because I need to recharge from social interactions. I took a moment and I was just looking around at some of these people who I didn't even know. And I looked at the floor and I just was zoned out. And people coming in and out, and the only thing I was focused on the shoes. And I wanted to know their stories, but without them being involved in the photo actively. And that's when I just took out my Leica Deluxe 7 and started taking photos. As you can see in this video, I took a photo of my shoes, of David's shoes, shoes of a friend who also happened to be there, and just random people. And I looked at the way they looked after their shoes, and I looked at them, and I saw the way they spoke. And of course, You connect the dots. You make your assumptions. Shoes tell a lot about a person. Even when I was a kid, I heard that a lot, even at school. You know, take care of your shoes, make sure they're clean. All of this, that kind of stayed with me. And that is exactly how I look after my shoes and my books. I make sure they're tidy and clean, not for other people, but for myself, because I expect that of myself. But we are all different. There is technically no right or wrong way, which is why it was so fascinating to take photographs of these people, nameless individuals, portraits basically, but just the lower regions of their existence. And those shoes will outlive them. Some people are buried with those shoes. Shoes that are abandoned, found, and you wonder who were these people who wore these shoes. So I want to use this video to show you these photos and these shoes and, looking forward to what you think about them. Now, I didn't want to glamorize this. I took just candid shots, raw, dirty, in your face, blunt. The editing was very minimal, just editing shadows, highlights, contrast. Nothing was removed in that sense from the photo because I wanted you to see the surrounding of the shoe, the floor that they're standing on, parts of their trousers or no trousers, to get an image of that person who wore those shoes, because the shoes are a living part of a person. What kind of shoes do you wear? I'm looking forward to hearing more from you on that. And I'm just going to take this opportunity to ask David if he has any questions regarding this project.
I find it very interesting to hear you comparing shoes to people's personalities. And I remember that because I was sitting there too, that all too often you see that people make a big effort about their faces, about their clothes. Some even dish out quite some money for their shoes, but they neglect them. And that, you're right, tells me a lot.
About that person, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to focus on, just telling you raw stories of people, but without them influencing it, because it is just naturally part of who they are. If I take a photo of a person, that person instantly will realize I'm taking their photo and therefore interfere with the story I'm telling, unless it's a journalistic photo. But the moment somebody's sitting in front of my camera, they know that I'm taking their photo, and they may even adapt their personality and change to appear more aesthetic. But this is not what I wanted to focus on. I didn't want these photos aesthetic at all. And I recently came across a video regarding Jürgen Teller, I think was his name, a German photographer, and his wife, who is extremely talented. I think it's more the wife behind the camera than he. And he took photos of celebrities, in just normal environments, no glamour. It's anti-fashion photography. And basically, this is more of the anti-street photography, the anti-portrait photography. This is what I wanted to convey, just to break that status quo, that mold. Because truth be told, celebrities are still celebrities. They've already either worked hard to get where they are, or they're nipple babies. But the stories of the ordinary people, living their lives, going through struggles, or not, those are the kind of stories I'm here to tell. And on that note, I wish you a lovely day. Take care and have a fun time.